Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Night Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labuschagne, Miguel Antonio Barragan, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. Tonight is a very special night because there's literally no news going on in the news. So we're going to keep it short and tight. We just finished the AFC and NFC divisional rounds. We turn first to our football analyst and longtime hater of all things that are not Raider, Andrew Labuschagne. How was the last 2 weekends have been amazing for football?
It's been amazing. Junior and Giovanni got a taste of what their dad looks like when the Niners are winning and when the Niners are losing in a very important game.
And were you, hold on, just as a thought, were you happier when the Niners lost?
Oh, hey, I said, this is why I fucking hate them right now. You're seeing this shit right now, Junior. I said, it's been from the beginning. It's a family thing. We don't fucking like these guys. They lost. Yeah, he got the whole shebang because I was pissed off when they were winning too. Believe that. But no, I got them tattooed on my arm, Miguel. So I basically told my sons that the Raider tattoo on my arm is a birth it fucking, I told him it's just gonna show up on you. You don't know when it comes, it just happens.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Fight Night Radio. We talk boxing. Thank you for listening to our 3-second rant about football. But so a big shout out to our friend Will in Las Vegas, who occasionally does things with our show. Will had a bet with me, so guess who gets the latest in the I gotta wear that stupid hat photo? Coming this week.
Wow. Got him.
I got him in the Ram hat.
All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, the Niners have been arguing with themselves a lot this year. Their fan bases, it's either they hate Jimmy Garoppolo or they hate Shanahan. Tonight, both of these guys, they got to look at each other in the mirror. It was both of them. Shanahan's not getting plays in on time again at the end of this game. They're getting delayed games. They're calling timeouts. And then fucking Jimmy, I don't know how many fucking interceptions he almost threw today. The last one being, the worst that he could have done right there. No, nobody shined in this one. Nobody wins. The Niners lost, and they lost both because of their coach and their quarterback. It's all there is to it.
Let me tell you the best part. They overpaid for tickets to fill that stadium to have their hearts broken, which makes me even happier. I'm not sad I didn't get to go to the game at all. Not sad at all.
And you see the turn is starting to happen. You see all the movie stars that were there today for the Rams. All the Rams need to do is win, and that stadium will become theirs. This city will become theirs. They just got to win.
As someone who paid tickets to go to the old Anaheim Stadium to see a crappy Rams team, to see a shiny new stadium, to actually go to playoff games and watch a team that I grew up with my grandfather watching, actually winning, and now to move on to the Super Bowl. And if you're wondering, hey, Lee, I follow you on social media. Does that mean you're going to the Super Bowl? Get out of your fucking mind. It's $2,000. I'll go to Vegas. That's not even a debate. I mean, geez, I've already actually gotten reservations at Carmine's NYC in Las Vegas. It's my next cheat day on my diet. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to screw that up with fans. With all that said, this show's about boxing first. Go to boxingtonight.io. That's our home website. First, I want to thank everybody that's been following us on social media and boosting up our posts and clicking on our links. Literally in the last 7 days, something like 30,000 new whatever. Yeah, we're killing it. It's and it's all because of you guys, right? We just put the content together that makes us happy and distracts us from our daily lives. And for the rest of you, I guess that's what this show does for you. So we are more than happy to keep making that content. And trust me, behind the scenes right now, the family right here, the three of us one of us is going through a great deal of stress. So if I can distract that one individual for a little bit. Wow, it sounded like you literally slapped your child.
No, that was my snapping the fingers. That was he's talking to me through under the door. He's got his damn.
Sure it is.
No, you'd probably hear him say, "Oh, you want to fight?" That's probably what he would say if I did smack him.
Oh my God!
He's gonna try to counter.
Miguel Antonio Barragan is in Las Vegas. Andrew Labuschagne is in the Bay Area celebrating happily the 49ers losing. And I am in San Diego born and raised in LA, and I'm happy to say, hey, KC lost. Yay, AFC West. Number two, yay, Rams for finally winning in LA. I've only had to wait my entire life for that moment. Now we'll talk about boxing. This is literally the worst week of boxing news in the history of boxing news. So to entertain you fans, we really just have one story to talk about. And you probably saw that from the movie poster I did earlier. And we'll talk about that when the time comes. Let's start with whatever it was that Don King put on in a gym last night, because that's what it looked like. That fat dude Makambu fought a dude named Machuchu, and they went to a draw. Split decision. Okay, first of all, I want to tell everyone, this is my little boxing take on this. If Canelo's just trying to get a belt in the cruiserweight division so he has another divisional win, I totally get it, and you're cherry picking your opponents. I get that. But dude, find somebody that will at least look like a challenge to you. Machuchu, I don't know which one he's fighting, and I don't frankly care. They were both fat, sad guys fighting in a high school gym for Don King, who literally looks like a woman now because, I mean, and that's the craziest thing. Don King has become like this doddering old lady in this scenario. I assume the only person who watched this fight was Miguel. So, Miguel, what did you see?
I saw highlights of it later on, like on YouTube. I didn't see
That's
it
still better than me or Andrew, I guarantee.
It was pretty lackluster, man. Like it's as much as I want to, and I try to defend Canelo anytime he fights against these subpar dudes. It's like, damn it, man. Yes, he's gonna pick these guys. I get it. I totally understand it, but the fight was just not. I mean, like you immediately you see something that the Makabu did, and you're like, oh yeah, Canelo would have got him. Oh yeah, right there, Canelo would have got him right there. Like you start picking shit. I'm like, man, that's not looking good for him. So it was a lackluster performance. That it looked like, I mean, he barely eked out this fucking decision, dude, for real. Or what the hell was it? A draw? I don't even remember what the hell it was.
I don't know, but I think
it was bad.
Wow. I swear to God, it sounds like kids are like zombies at your house trying to attack you, and I love it. It's actually bringing a little bit of life
over here right now. Christina's on the phone, and the kids are just running amok. There's nothing I can do.
I understand. That's why we're going to cut this real short for all of you and for all of us. Andrew, did you watch any highlights, or did you look at the photos for the first time of Makubu or Machuchu?
I looked at the pictures, what they showed on the update of who won. I believe it was a split decision on both fights. The heavyweight contender, Brian, that, Don King said was ready for Tyson Fury, Joshua Usyk. He got a split decision victory last night. And then Makabu got a split decision. So basically that tells me Don King fixed both fights to get his fighters to keep the belts. It looks...
If you see Makabu's face at the decision, you can tell he was surprised as all shit.
Yeah, I work for Don King. I win.
And it looks like that fight is off the table now. The news this week, Lee, we're going to get into it, but the news is Canelo has 2 fights or 3 fights on the table, 2 for DAZN, 1 for being PBC. I don't see him going to Don King's Makabu. There's nothing there. There's no market. He didn't impress anybody last night. Nobody on the chat room said, oh, I can't wait to see Canelo fight this guy. So look for Canelo to either pick a 2-fight deal with DAZN or the fight with PBC.
Are there any names being thrown around? Because generally we use reputable sites, unlike some other sources. So they're not willing to put up stories based on speculation or play that game mostly. Is there anything being bantied about that you've heard, either Andrew or Miguel?
Miguel, go ahead if you want to take
it. The last I saw, it was the middleweight Charlo. I forget which one is which, but it's the middleweight Charlo.
Charlo. I think he should fight both. Charlo. I still think he should fight
at the same time.
At the same time or the same night. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Match, I'll take it.
Yeah, why not?
So that's the PBC offers a pay-per-view May 7th against the WBC middleweight champ Charlo, or he fights Bivol and Triple G.
Yeah, they keep talking about Bivol and Triple G, and now Triple G's talking about somebody else wants a piece of Triple G, Sergio Martinez. And he's like, I'm risking my life against what? 100-year-old Triple G? Like, just Canelo, dust him off the shelf and go make a quick 20 million bucks. Like, that seems like a no brainer low. Is it that he doesn't want to train or fight anyone dangerous? I don't like, it seems very transparent to me that he's cherry picking, and there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't at this point in his career. Make all the money you can. I am a firm believer, and I recommend this to most of the people I coach. You want to make the most money possible with the least amount of work in life. And that's how you have a great job life, right? That's the ideal. Yeah, it's not going to make you CEO. It's not going to make you a Fortune 500. It just means you're not going to be a burnout. And I think Canelo's afraid of burnout. He's behaving like a guy who's afraid or is already starting to burn out. Andrew, I mean, Bivol be a great fight. I just don't believe it.
I think he goes with the PBC again. It's a one-fight deal. It'll be on pay-per-view. He'll get the majority of the money. Charlo's a good opponent. Look, all these PBC guys, they've made enough money off using these other namers, the Terrence Crawfords and the Saul Alvarez as bait, right? As if, oh, come, I want to fight them, but right now I'm going to fight this guy. But I swear to God, after this fight, I really want Canelo. I really want Terrence Crawford. That's all these guys have been doing for years now. I'd rather see Canelo and Terrence Crawford both clean out the PBC. I think they're favorites against all of their fighters. So I would rather see the Bivol. Just doesn't interest me. You know, we've seen Canelo take on a bunch of European fighters. He dominates them. They're not at his level. I don't think it changes with Bivol. I know Bivol has power and all that, but we've never seen him in the likes of anybody like Saul Alvarez. So I'm just not interested in that fight. The Triple G thing, it's old. I'm over Triple G. It's kind of sad that DAZN is still trying to force him into these negotiations. I move forward and take on the undefeated Charlo and take another belt.
Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, of the three, that seems to be the most of, I guess, if you want to call him a live underdog, because he's going to be an underdog, of course. Right. He's the closest one. I mean, really, because Bivol, you know, I mean, Triple G, I still don't think, like, granted, because he's the biggest name of the three, I think Triple G would probably bring a nice fat paycheck for Canelo. But I don't really, I mean, besides, of course, we mentioned this before, besides the money, I don't really see Canelo winning anything out of it. It's a lose-lose for him. You know, if he loses to Triple G, he lost to an old man, what the fuck? Or if he beats him, it's like, oh, he just beat an old man anyway. He waited till he got old. So I don't really see him really gaining anything as far as legacy-wise or career-wise with Triple G. Bivol is kind of still the mystery, right? I mean, the guy hasn't really been up there with the elites. And I mean, professionally speaking, so especially not someone at the level of Canelo. So we don't know how he's going to perform under those lights. You know, what's his name? Charlo has been main event several times, and he's been on pay-per-view, quote unquote, right? They're double pay-per-view that the Charlos did. So, I mean, of the three, he's the liveliest of the underdogs. So, I mean, if you want to call them, I mean, I feel weird calling them the most dangerous of the three. I guess just not the least easy of the three. We'll say that.
There you go. Which takes us to the other fight that happened last night that you guys went off on social media about something. I don't know. I was at a concert. Okay. So, and it was like, I was trying to get it on, waiting in between acts. I thought, oh, I'll throw ESPN up and watch it. You guys are like losing your mind. I go, yeah, I'm not going to be happy if I watch it. And then I'm going to be like these two guys who are watching it. So last night, two nobodies fought on ESPN. And I'm guessing it wasn't a good scrap, Miguel.
No, I mean, at first it was. We're talking about the main event, of course, here. But
who is the main? First, let's start with who was the main event last night.
It was I can't pronounce it. Hobson Consunsao against Xavier Martinez.
Cunty versus Martinez is what you're telling me.
We'll go that route. Yes.
All right. So you watched Cunty versus Martinez on ESPN yes. Plus.
Yes.
And they put in the B group of ESPN Plus announcers based on what you guys were losing your mind about. All right, now walk me through this and treat me like a guy who was never gonna fucking watch this.
Well, I mean, it wasn't anything that you would write home about. Even the undercard, is a bunch of guys that they're trying to bring up and whatnot. They're still busting a nut over well, Ali Walsh, of course. They're just like he did this mini Ali shuffle in the middle or towards the end of this fight, right when he had the guy on the ropes, and it was just like everybody was gushing over him, and that seemed to be the highlight of the night because they would throw that in there every so often. But in regards to the main event. It was competitive at the beginning. It looked like Martinez was kind of on his thing because me and in the household we were rooting for Martinez, right? We're like, all right, he's been dropped before in his previous fight and he came back and he won. So we're like, all right, and we of course we recognize since I can't pronounce his last name. That dude Hobson. From his fight with Valdez, so we knew who these guys were. We're familiar with them. All right, cool. And it was competitive up until maybe the fourth round, and then from then on, it was like I don't know what the shit Martinez is doing. There was like a quick spot I want to say towards the end of the fourth where Martinez landed this nice left hook to Hobson's. I think it was his temple, and it kind of dazed him for a quick second. It was towards the end, and then the next round, Martinez came out with no fucking urgency whatsoever to try to capitalize on the fact that he stunned Hobson in the previous round. So once we saw that, we're like, okay, we're all right. He gave away that round; it wasn't good, and then from then on, it was all consensus. I mean, it was just it was competitive up until then. From then on, it wasn't good at all. It seemed like he was trying to go back to that same left, and it seemed like by that point Hobson had already caught onto it, and he kept bringing that right hand up, and it just wasn't working. And it seemed like he had no other answer. Like he thought, okay, I'm going to continue to catch him with that same left, and once he wasn't able to, he had no answer for him. And ultimately, Hobson ended up coming out with the victory, relatively easy actually towards like the latter part of the fight.
Andrew Labouche.
Top Rank must have thought highly of this kid, Xavier Martinez. He was undefeated coming from Floyd Mayweather's team. Didn't re-sign with Mayweather, signs with Top Rank, and they immediately put him in a match with a ex-world title challenger. Robinson went 12 rounds with Valdez, and it was actually a very close fight. Valdez goes on to knock out Burchill, get knockout of the year, just becomes a legit champion. So this guy going into this fight, he had the upper hand just because of the 12 rounds with Valdez he put in, and it really showed. He used his experience. He outworked him. He outpunched him. Xavier, I agree with Miguel. I thought he fell in love with his power in this fight, and he just kept trying to go back to it, set up the left hook that got him wobbled, and it never landed again. He really never had a shot. He needs to go back to the drawing table. They need to rethink a game plan when they're going into big fights like this. But you're not going to just knock out these guys like you were doing against lesser opposition. And that's what just showed up last night. I know Floyd probably had a big smile somewhere out there.
He's like, I told you. That's why I didn't resign the guy.
Yeah. No, it was pretty bad because I mean. I was hoping, Miguel, the scorecards were going to be closer. Kids from Sacramento, you know what I mean? I wanted to see them do good. And fuck, man, they had it 10-zip.
A couple of one judge had it like 9-1, but I mean the other, yeah.
So the funny part of this fight, I understand why Andrew watched it because he's married and has 27 kids. So that's an exciting Saturday night to watch shitty boxing. Miguel, there had to be something better to do. You're young, you're vibrant. I mean, there had to be like give blood, maybe a kidney, a bone marrow transplant. There had to be something better than this fight. What are you doing? Like, you need to reassess your life if you
well, I work on Saturday, Sunday, so my weekend is Tuesday, Wednesday, so that's when I splurge and that's when I get out of the house and that's when I do my thing. Right now I'm in the process of like painting my mom's room and we're pretty much done. So we're like, oh shit,
high on paint fumes right is what you were saying.
Yes, on paint fumes. Paint thinner to be exact. We'll go with that route.
I like it. I'll allow it. I will allow it.
And I will say the co-main event made me feel that way. There had to be something better to do than watch.
There has to be. Like I can go.
Wait, Lee, hold on now. The guy on the co-main event, the showcase fighter, the one that was supposed to be the draw, hadn't fought in 2.5 years. 2.5 fucking years, Lee, and he's the co-main event. Had to be something.
And he comes in 5 pounds heavy too. Him and his opponent.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh wow.
Okay, let me tell you how bad this fight sounded by your text. Okay, because the fight is sort of hitting. I'm at the show a little early so that I could be close to the stage. I have nothing but time to drink my club soda and be next to the stage. And I was with Killian, and he's like, "Well, you gonna put the fight on?" I said, "Based on these texts, no. I would rather just sit here and drink flat club soda that tastes like chlorine at the moment and not watch the fight." And he goes, "That bad?" I said, "Based on these texts, it's telling me that I don't need to turn anything on."
Yeah.
And
I mean, Lee, seriously, at one point, me and Miguel are asking each other why Andre Ward isn't at the fight.
right,
Yes.
right.
Fights are like,
Yes.
we're
That takes
starting
over the
noticing
conversation.
things
That was
outside
the
ring.
conversation that I couldn't believe. That's the part I'm like, that's the debate. That's what you two are debating. And that's when I sent my photo when the girls hit the stage. I'm like, yeah, peace out. Love you both. Have fun. I mean, you guys go work. I get it. I do behind the scenes stuff that nobody else does. So it kind of compensates at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't lose a lot of sleep when it's a shitty, quote unquote, workman-like evening in boxing.
Yeah.
I was already kind of bummed out after I saw the photos and the shit from old woman Don King at the gym with the two fat guys and the other fat guy he's trying to promote, who's the WBA regular champion or something. It was a pretty depressing evening of boxing all the way around. I
had a fan, one of my boys, ask me about the Don King, about fighting. Said, "Is there any fights tonight?" I said, "Yeah, I think Don King has a fight on pay-per-view going on tonight."
Yes, he does.
He goes, "Oh no, that was yesterday." It wasn't. It was on Saturday. He goes, "That was yesterday." I said, "Oh, fuck him." That's how much I knew about the Don King fight going on Saturday.
I wish and I pray to the boxing gods and the reporters that listen to the show. Please find out what the buy rate was for that. Please report that. It would make me so happy. With that said, the only other thing of notice before we get to our main story is Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor have agreed to terms. And my favorite part of this, they've set the fight for March. And yes, I'm talking about women's boxing because, yes, I'd like to be the meat in their sandwich. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, okay, two of the best are actually fighting. That's very exciting. What's really exciting about it is watching Clarissa Shields try not to get hurt butt over the whole thing. So they're constantly going back to her. Hey, Clarissa, what do you have to say? I don't. Here's her exact quote. "I don't want to hate on him." The minute you said that, you're hating on him. Like, I don't want to break this down as simplistic as I can. When you start with, "Hey, what are your feelings on it?" I don't want to be shitty about it, but
yeah, when you throw in a disclaimer at the beginning of your comment, there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah, no, you got to just go full board like me. I'm like, I fucking hate the Niners, Junior. I hate them. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
I hate him. Nothing I can do. It's just the way I was raised. I hate him. Sorry. What Clarissa Shields was like, "Hey, news is coming to me. What's up? Did I get a big fight? No, we'd like to know about Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor." Okay, I don't want to be a hater, but hey, I'm the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't want to break it to you, Clarissa, wherever you are probably watching this. And if you are, wow, you need a life on a Saturday night. Wow. It's all kind of sad for you that you actually you should have been proud that women's boxing actually has two top 10 pound for pound people, and you guys actually made that fight instead of fighting, Katie the cab driver who looks like she's the mom of 6 who just stopped chain smoking to make weight for the fight, which is what all the women do. They just basically stuff these, saggy boob broads into the ring to get knocked out by these top tiered talents. And now we actually get Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. I'm going to say it for the room, Miguel. It's a good scrap.
It is. It's going to be a good scrap. I mean, I anticipate probably the highest level female action that I think we've ever fucking seen. I mean, I'm sure it's far beyond the comprehension of Clarissa Shields to be like, what? So that fight's the best fight in women's history. So I'm pretty
Hey.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure that this fight is going to be an excellent scrap. I mean, if nothing else from Amanda Serrano, like she comes and she fucking brings it. Damn that fight with with Taylor's going to be great. I mean, and as far as I understand, it's going to be lightweight, right? They're going to be at lightweight
Yeah.
because
Who
Serrano's always
cares?
moving up and down.
And
I mean,
topless,
who
I
cares? I
hope.
guess.
I
Well,
put in on my purse bid topless.
uh,
But my
Stupid.
purse bid didn't. It was the week of purse bids. I put in a purse bid. I offered a purse. It was a Gucci purse. I was going to put cash in the purse, but the contract reads you must do the fight in a thong and topless. And those big puffy pillowy pad gloves that they use in the old lingerie boxing video.
I take it you were outbid, right?
I was clearly outbid by the zone on this one. Andrew, is this going to be the first female fight that you actually get way the fuck up for and watch?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I would advise Katie Taylor to make sure she has a drug test for this fight, though.
Oh, no shit, right?
I'm never gonna let that shit go, but whatever. Yeah, I would definitely want a drug test. One thing Clarissa is probably upset at, aren't these girls like 20 pounds away from her? So
Yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, but
It's
she
like,
in her mind,
it's like
in Clarissa's mind, she will drop weight, she will gain weight, she will do whatever it takes to be the best in boxing ever. My answer to that is, yeah, you're promoted by a Paul now. I mean, you've basically gone from the toilet of promotions to the toilet of promotions. Is it Amanda who got the fight?
Serrano. It's Serrano.
Okay, so Serrano's
And
still Showtime. But isn't Clarissa Showtime, or is she with PBC technically?
She is with Espinoza and Showtime, yeah.
Yeah, Showtime. Yeah, right. She's fucked. She's never going to fight anybody but housewives. That's why I always get confused.
She definitely doesn't have anyone the name of like Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano next to her.
Not around her.
No, what she did end her statement with was, but Floyd likes me. Well, that's cool. Is he giving you some of his money? I mean, and what do you have to do? Are you polishing a little bit of knob to get some of that money?
Was that code for that? Was that like code for like, he likes me? Oh,
he likes me.
Costs you a couple of bucks.
Jesus Christ. All right, that's all the news of the week. I'm actually going to reset this. This is actually just for the podcast people. I'm trying to create unique content for you people on the podcast because apparently the production value of the videos have been a little too nice, and I don't want to get everybody all the fuck out of whack. So this coming up is just the video because, well, yeah, shorter videos get more play, but you podcast people get all the content, like the Andrew Labouche 49ers rant. Where else but Fight Net Radio? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. We are here to talk about one story and one big story of them all. Breaking just 2 days ago, a record $40 million purse bid for the Tyson Fury Dillian White. When Dillian White was asked, what do you think? And he went, am I in the fight? Was his first comment. So first of all, somebody needs to let Dillian know that he's actually going to get paid 2.9 or whatever. Actually, it was reported by Kevin Aioli. He did the breakdown. It's an 80-20 split. He's going to make $8 million. Jesus Christ. It's the largest purse bid ever. Let's just start with this before I start going through the reactions of everybody breaking the internet over a $40 million purse bid. So let's start with the basics. 40 million doesn't sound like a lot of money for a purse bid, but this is the highest purse bid. So I will start with our first historian, Miguel. I know that the next closest bid was 32 million, which was Eddie Hearn's Matchroom. And this was won by Queensberry, AKA the Bob era Mafia, and we'll get to everybody's comments in a moment. So those two basically teamed up and put their little pots of money together. This is just basically the money going to the fighters. This has nothing to do with gates or pay-per-view splits or where they make the rest of their money. What do you think? This
is the guarantee. Yeah.
This is the guarantee. So why is everybody losing their mind in an inflationary period that this is the biggest purse in boxing when they can sell an entire stadium in England where nobody gives a shit about COVID anyway? Miguel?
Well, I mean, they are going to England. I mean, that's my understanding. They're going to go to England. I mean, that's smart. It's like two English guys fighting in England. For I mean, yeah, Dillian White isn't exactly the star. But I mean, he's a name. We know who he is. We know his story. We know he's had the carrot on the stick as far as the title shot, the WBC title shot for quite some time already. So it's a nice little feel good story that he finally gets to the very end. But it's a smart move going over there. Of course, no one gives a shit about COVID, and they're both English. It's not fucking Mikey Garcia fighting in Fargo, North Dakota, or some shit like the DAZN has done it several times. So it's a smart move. They anticipate making back that fucking money, right? Because it's quite the big. I mean, it seemed to stretch. When I saw that shit, I was like, what the hell, 40? What's the big deal? Yes, we are talking about Tyson Fury, but Dillian White, really? Because last week when we were talking about how much money he was planning to make, it's like, all right, well, maybe 5 was a little too little, maybe 10 will be fine or whatever. But he's gonna end up with, I think, 7.5 or something. So it's like, all right, well, great for White, but I don't know. I'm not sure why they really opened up their freaking checkbooks for this one so much. I mean, yes, it is going to be Tyson Fury, but Dillian White, really, shit. I mean, I don't know. Dillian should thank his lucky stars on this one, man, because this is it. This is his retirement plan.
This is the best knockout of his life. I mean, he'll knock him out. I mean, Andrew Labouche, are you shocked by the record $40 million guaranteed purse?
Shocked? No. We just seen this earlier, or excuse me, last year when Kambosos and Lopez went for a whopping $6 million. Okay.
Yeah.
And everyone, this is the biggest purse. Look at Lopez is so smart. He really stuck it to fucking Arum. Really stuck it to that guy. The fight never goes off. No one gets paid. I'm not going to believe this until I see it. I'm sorry. Dillian White versus Tyson Fury. It's going to make $41 million at the gate? No. It's going to make $41 million. What do you think ESPN really pays for this fight? I don't think they're not giving these guys millions of dollars for this. This is nothing big for ESPN. I don't even know if America knows Dillian White. A few boxing fans might, but I think if Tyson Fury walked up the street like he did when he fought Wilder and asked people if they knew who the fuck Dillian White was, you're going to have a lot of Americans going, nope, don't know him, not watching it. So, I'll believe it when I see it. But this could be another one of those things where they start getting into the promoting of this fight, the ticket sales, and start seeing they're going to be, millions of dollars under what they guaranteed. So they're not out of the woods yet. And I think that Dillian White knows that too. It ain't going to be final until that bell rings.
Well, at the very least, it's not Triller who made this fucking, this purse bit here, right? Because Triller was the one that kind of fucked things up.
It's still Queensberry, though. This is
it wasn't Top Rank either.
It's not Top Rank, and it's not Eddie Hearn. It's not. It's still. It's kind of the pseudo promoter of whatever he is to Tyson. I don't even understand their relationship between those three men, but it's all very fishy.
It could be Frank Warren's a Don King move, right? Let me try to bid for a fight that I don't have the money for yet, right? Isn't that the big story when Don King bought the Ali Foreman fight?
Yeah.
He didn't have the $10 million for the purse. Yeah, that's why he started shopping it around, and finally he had a country over in Africa to say, yeah, we'll put it on. We'll give you that money. He didn't have it in the beginning. Good hustler, but he laid his neck on the line to get that fight. Maybe Frank Warren's doing the same thing, because last time I checked, Queensberry of boxing wasn't doing shit. And $41 million guaranteed. We'll see where it comes from.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Hey, if you're watching this video, click the like or subscribe or follow us, or go to our website, boxingtonight.io. Let's get a little bit of reaction from around the web. We will start with Top Rank Bob, because we've got a special request out of people who seem to like Top Rank Bob and his quotes. So let's start with some Top Rank Bob quotes about the fight. He had the backing. I mean, I assume of DAZN. I guess, I don't know, that he would have had to have been showcasing the fight on DAZN and trying to build a presence, particularly in the UK. I think from their strategy, they have plenty well failed. This is literally the most incoherent sentence Bob has ever uttered. And IFL captured everybody's comments. I've actually checked the video on this. Bob is all over the place. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I thought Eddie Hearn was crazy at 32 million. I offered 5 cents and a token for the subway. But then the guy who always hangs around with Tyson Fury said, fuck it, I'll give him 40 million. And I said, who are you? And where will you get the 40 million? So there you go. I'm literally, Bob has pressured this dude all week to the point where Bob was stunned by the fucking, everybody was stunned by the 40 million guaranteed money. I don't think it's that stunning when Eddie Hearn came in at $32 million. It's actually kind of competitive. There's just nobody else with enough stroke to pull it off. Don King is waiting to buy a new body, so he doesn't have any money for it, clearly. Or, buying a child to drink its blood. Anybody surprised that Bob's perplexed by I don't fucking know. Like, who would pay this fucking money? Like, where's it gonna come from? The sky? My bank account? It's Philly and White, for God's sakes. What? You can have a token. I'll let him use the blimp. We'll fly him from England to the States. They can fight in Vegas, I guess. I don't know. But that fucking fight won't sell. That's not the craziest of the Bob Arum quotes, because somebody else then found Bob and they asked him what he thought. Again, White has a great chance to do something big. He went with his "don't sleep on him" line, which I love. The Bob White's got a great chance because he's a big puncher and he's a rugged heavyweight, very strong and sexy. If anything, he poses a danger to Tyson and to small children and Deontay Wilder and all kinds of people. I mean, children are frightened of him. I look forward to a great heavyweight fight. He goes on to say, maybe, I don't know, it'll do 500,000 buys. That's what I think. God bless Bob. God bless Bob. God bless Bob and his craziness. I start with you this time, Andrew. Are you surprised that Bob's so surprised at all?
Yes, because he was just involved in a fight where one of the highest purse bids had went off, and the fight didn't go off. And once again, we're talking about a company. At least Eddie Hearn with DAZN. DAZN has Eddie's back. They have money. They're out there buying sports contracts and fights all the time. So it's not hard to believe that Eddie at 32 million could have made that money for them. Queensberry of boxing, Frank Warren. I mean, how many times they said Tyson Fury's like the last, he's De La Hoya to the UK. You know what I mean? Like, you only had Canelo. As soon as he loses Canelo, they're fucking done. Well, that's Frank Warren. And now you're talking 41 million. And just give you an example, Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua, one of the biggest fights you could make out there, only brought in approximately 42 million. So this is Klitschko versus AJ?
Yeah.
Seems hard to believe, you guys. Before...
Listen, Annie Hoppenjack. Listen, Annie Hoppenjack. Don't sleep on Dillian White.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have a shot to upset him.
Listen, I've tried to sleep on him. He's very firm.
Didn't
see that one coming, did ya?
That's how he got the fight. I knew it.
That's how he got the fight. I turn to you, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Are you? Do you want to join in the perplexion of the shocking Bob Arum perplexion? Like, he didn't know. Like, somehow I knew that I want to believe that he has Skype, or somebody sets up Skype for him, like his grandkids or something, or grandkids, or same as my family. Like, my mom will literally make me drive 180 miles to, hey, I got to do a Skype or a video conference call. Okay, my sister is in the next town over. You might want to ask her. No, could you come up? No, sure. I'm not doing anything all day to set up a video conference. So. And by the way, if you guys are fortunate enough to see any videos of Bob Arum doing video interviews, it literally looks like they plant him at a desk, give him a bowl of soup, and they just ask him questions. Am I right? Yeah. It's crazy the way they just sort of drop him in front of a camera with a mic.
It's like, here, put this on, put this shirt on. We'll turn on the camera. Here we go.
Let him drink. The comments will be better. I'm just telling you and the world. I don't, what do you think about Bob?
I mean, he's I'm not really sure what the fuck to think at this point. Like he doesn't seem. I'm not sure if he really is perplexed. Honestly, he's not. I don't. I think there's no fucking way he wasn't gonna fucking know. He didn't know this. It just. I swear he just puts a front sometimes when it comes to this shit. Specifically this right here, because like I still get the feeling that like deep down he's like, oh shit, they're gonna fucking outbid. They're gonna pay him a fuck ton of money. It's gonna be the same Lopez story again. It's like, well, I'm not gonna pay him this fucking money. Someone else pay him. And it turns out being these guys. But I don't know. I'm not sure if he gives a rat's ass where the hell that money comes from, as long as it's not coming out of Top Rank.
Listen, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you go back to Broadway and you do that fucking play and stop talking about boxing. That was funny too. Those are both back to back. And it's kind of a deep cut on the Hop and Jack joke, because that's going back to Deontay Wilder talking about what do you eat? I just eat Hop and Jack, which is rice and beans or whatever the hell it is. And I did some real deep cut jokes there for the people who like Top Rank Bob. I hope you appreciated it. For those of you watching the video, I probably edited all that out and just did the headline news. And hey, click like and subscribe. Let's go to the hater division. Anthony Joshua, who's been rumored to step aside, have a trainer, not have a trainer. They asked him what his thoughts were, and he went full Clarissa Shields. He went full hater. Uh-oh. Here's exactly what he said. Even though Dillian White is an enemy of mine, I'm low-key happy for him. Wow, Dick. Wow, don't you have the same promoter? I don't want to go way out on a limb here, but don't you guys all go to the same buffet at Christmas and like exchange boxing gifts?
Pink elephant fucking gifts?
Yeah, don't you guys do pink elephant over at Matchroom? Am I wrong, Andrew? Is he not being a fucking hater because he can't get his shit together?
Well, they're saying, the rumor is they're saying he outpriced himself just like Deontay Wilder, and Fury said, fuck him, he can lose. And that's what they ultimately did to Wilder, and that's exactly what happened to Wilder. He got paid, but he took an ass beating for that check instead of, I want 25 million to step aside. Like they for this one, it was, I think, 20 million he wanted. They wanted to give him 15 million. He asked for 20. Fury said he could go fuck himself. It's a stupid move on Joshua's part, just like it was on Deontay's. Yes, these guys made good money, and you know what? Maybe for Deontay, it wasn't that bad of a move because I believe he's 34 years old anyways. He's not getting any better or younger. So that's probably, was the right call for him just to get paid and walk away, go back to a PBC stable fighter. Anthony Joshua, he's still a young man, a lot of money on the table. He could have took a rematch with DAZN, got paid 15-20 million on a comeback fight after making 15 million on the step aside, and then you're looking at fighting the winner of Usyk versus Fury. I mean, Tyson Fury put it out there right away. The guy turned down like $90 million today. That's what this is going to turn into. It's going to
cost him. It's what ended up costing him. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. If he turns around and gets his one fight with Usyk and he's one and done, you left so much money on the table. So just a real stupid decision by Anthony Joshua. Maybe it's his drive inside saying he's going to win this fight with Usyk. Who knows? But we've seen this time and time in boxing you go back to Shane Mosley turning down the De La Hoya or the Trinidad. Actually, it was Don King had offered 15 million for Sugar Shane to fight Trinidad. Sugar Shane says no because he thought he was going to get another shot at Oscar De La Hoya. That fight never pans out. Sugar then loses to Winky Wright for $4 million bucks. So there you go. So yeah, we've seen this before in boxing, and it looks like Anthony Joshua has probably fell into the same trap here. But that's the way it goes.
Miguel,
I will say.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I will say. Tyson Fury did turn into a pay-per-view star with the Wilder. In the UK, the first fight with Wilder, it's being reported that he did 325,000 buys. The second fight was anywhere between 1.2 and 1.4 million. Now, with that being said, I think you've always heard me on this show, Lee, talk about the UK loves seeing Americans get their ass kicked. They just do. That's why Evander was able to go out there and make money. That's why Roy Jones was able to go out there and make money. They don't care what age we are. As long as their guy can beat our guy, that usually is a good ticket sale. I don't know if they're going to get the same response for the Wyatt versus Fury matchup. but this is a good test for Fury to see how big of a star he actually is. I mean, we're that 1.2 million, that's Floyd Mayweather type numbers in the UK. Floyd and Manny Pacquiao own the pay-per-view out there at 1.5. Him coming in at 1.2 to 1.4, you're pushing Mayweather numbers in the UK. Maybe that's what Frank Warren was not scared to put this fight together. They'll get a good live gate, and hopefully that 1.2 comes back to buy this fight. Everybody should be happy.
And it's a 80,000 seater if that's something that they can.
That's right.
You know, I don't know if they'll fill it up per se, but if they get up there, that's a lot of fucking tickets.
This is all about the star power of Tyson Fury, and I would probably be real nervous if I'm Usyk or Joshua, because all of this is going to be used when they negotiate that future fight.
Miguel, haters gonna hate?
Yeah, it was like a little backhanded kind of thing. I mean, it's like it's that disclaimer thing, you know. I mean, of course, I'm sure he's happy for his countrymen, right? We all know the Dillian White story by this point, but I mean, yeah, of course, it totally sounds like a little backhanded compliment. Like, yeah, I'm glad that he got it, but you know, even though he's my fucking enemy, it's like, okay, thanks, dude. I'm not sure what exactly that proves.
Because he got a bad gift. He got a bad gift at Christmas. Clearly,
it's Dillian White took his gift. That's the point of, you know, the pink elephant. You can take someone else's fucking gift. That's what happened. Is White took his gift.
Wow.
I understand.
Wow. Yeah, no. Yeah, because I do so many white elephant, pink elephant bullshit things. Well, that takes us to Tyson Fury, who went out on social media and, of course, cut the video. I won't play the whole video, but I'll probably... This is a moment for the podcast people. Hey, go see the video because I'll edit in the entire Tyson Fury video. But basically, he's very excited and he's coming home. But the funniest and the best, and I'm closing on this one. Seen here, Dan Rayfield, the guy who's about to attack Tokyo and eat small children. Also seen here looking like he just found out that a family of small mice are living in his ass. Somebody did a live stream. And I'm including this. This is for the podcast people. I can't stress it. I'm going to clip the video into the video when I redo the whole video. You're just hearing the entire audio, podcast people and broadcast people. Dan Rayfield was like, holy shit, man. Like, what are you surprised about? Am I the only one who understands that we're in the middle of inflation and this isn't that crazy, relatively speaking? Like, does he not understand economics? The fact that his office literally looks like a fucking closet of horse shit. Like, you couldn't get a green screen, bro. Like, you couldn't fucking work this out. Like, you're Dan Rayfield, for God's sakes. Shouldn't we? I'm trying, Andrew. I'm telling you, a decade later of doing the show, I am trying really hard for Dan to find a redeeming quality about him. I mean, maybe his wife is hot. Maybe he has a great life. But when I look and I see that it looks like he's living in a student apartment, basically, in a video, doing, holy shit, I can't believe it's worth $1 million. That's because you don't have two nickels to rub together, asshole. Why don't you show us some more memorabilia that you've wasted your money and your life on? And clearly I'm a hater. And clearly I'm a Dan Rayfield hater.
Give you a little bit of an insight on what maybe the Bob Arum and everyone's a little nervous about. Frank Warren's net worth is $15 million. Bob Arum's net worth is $300 million. Dana White's net worth is $500 million. And Eddie Hearn's net worth is $50 million. There could be a reason. The guy with the $15 million is signing the $41 million check. I'm not going to believe it until I see it.
That's for sure. One last thing. Hey, go to boxingtonight.io. There you can find up-to-date news from sites all around the web that are not mainstream boxing sites, which makes it a little unique. You can also find every episode of our show. And if you scroll down, which is how we're going to end the show, next week, the complete boxing schedule for February is up. You can find every single fight right there. Just type in boxingtonight.io. Keith Thurman is taking on Mario Barrios in a 12-round welterweight fight with Leo Santa Cruz fighting Mikey Carbajal. I hope it's Michael Carbajal. I really Really hope it's Michael Carbajal because that's way more interesting than Keenan Carbajal. Luis Neri, Carlos Castro. I turn to our resident scrap expert. Sell me on people spending money on this pay-per-view fight.
I wish I could. But
Okay.
I mean, we got Leo Santa Cruz on the undercard. He's a co-main event, right? According to this here, Luis Neri. Those guys always bring it. Those guys are somewhat entertaining. I mean, we know those guys. Like, it ultimately does depend on their opponents, of course, because it does take two to tango. But I mean, those two guys are on the undercard, so it's worth watching, worth paying. No VIP box, and shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I can't tell you, especially not for $75. Come on now.
Andrew Labouche, you plopping down $75, or can you find something meaningful to do?
Yo, are we talking about the PBC bullshit?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no. You will not be seeing me pay for that fight. I'm not buying PBC. I told you guys, man, we need to blackball this company until they fucking put Spence versus Crawford on. I'm not even buying Ugas, and I like the fight, but because it's not the number one fight in the world, they're totally ducking the number one fight in boxing right now, and that's Spence versus Crawford. You got to boycott him until Al Heyman grows a pair of balls. That's all there is to it. It's either Heyman don't have no balls, or Heyman's got what's his name, Spence's balls in his hand. I don't know which one it is, but one of them needs to drop a pair and sign for that fight for Crawford. It's absolute bullshit what they put the boxing world through it. I will not buy their stuff.
It's a double header, Miguel. Am I reading this correctly? Fox is trying 2 pay-per-views in one night. They're going to make Sorvi, Ranvinzai, Carlos Cuadras.
That's the zone.
Oh, it's the zone.
Yeah,
so they've got it wrong. They've got it wrong.
Because I'm pretty sure because those guys are DAZN fighters. I was like, what the hell?
Okay, so it's DAZN. I'll actually edit that on the page, and I don't want to say what site I lift my information from. ESPN. You should probably go and fix that. That's a really bad fucking typo. ESPN.
Yeah, that's what happens when you fire Dan Rayfield, I guess. Get the wrong info.
Yeah, no shit on.
You know what? They invited him to one office party. He ate all the food and they fired him. I mean, that's all that I cannot figure out. They kept him off camera. They did everything humanly possible to keep that guy. I don't know what he must have done. How much money could he have asked for? Probably what, $18 an hour? What's minimum wage these days?
15.
15. There you go. That's probably what he asked for. All right. So on DAZN, we've got Sorvi, Ranvinzai taking on Carlos Cuadras. And I want to say that they've done this before, as if I've actually paid attention to these junior bantamweight best in the world, pound for pound. Oh my God, you got to watch these fucking guy fighters. You're the expert of the little scrappers. Tell me all about Sorvi, Ranvinzai. And yes, I said his name correctly for a rarity. And Carlos Cuadras.
This is a rematch. They fought, I want to say, back in 2014.
I got it right.
Yes, exactly.
I'm proud of myself.
They didn't fight several times. It was just once.
Whatever.
With Carlos Cuadras coming out the victory the first time. So this is a rematch of that. Apparently, this is some sort of WBC title. It says it right there. I'm not sure.
WBC Junior Bantamweight title eliminator title fight, undercard, red, white, and blue, paper mache. You get to wear the T-shirt and then have Sean come run into the ring and give you a hug at the end of the fight.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it's one of those kind of fights. But it's their first fight was great. I mean, watch it. Yes, it is a small guys. I know no one really gives a shit about small guys, but it was a good fight the first time, regardless. This one, I'm sure, is going to be good as well. Carlos Cuadras brings it every single time, and we know the power that Ranvinzai has. So that's going to be a good scrap. It is going to be for free. I mean, if you have the DAZN subscription. So by all means, I would definitely recommend people tuning in instead of the Thurman and Barrios fight. I would highly recommend this one over that one.
Andrew Labouche, Sorvi, Ranvinzai, Carlos Cuadras.
Exciting fight. Both guys usually bring it. Cuadras, veteran in the game, but he's always an exciting matchup. So something to tune into, especially if you have 4 kids and you're basically not going to be going anywhere on Saturday night. Yes, this will be an awesome fight to watch, Lee.
All right. What am I doing on Saturday? Hold on. Let me check my schedule. Yeah, I got to be on Saturday.
I thought you were at an Aerosmith concert last night. When I seen the wings and the guitars.
Mm-hmm. No, they're a cover band. They were an all-girl cover band of Aerosmith.
I knew that lead singer was a woman. I knew it.
They were all female.
Hey, you haven't seen Aerosmith in a while, then, Miguel. I'm just saying, Lee. I'm just saying.
Well, they fired
Smith
the
on-
drummer, and the drummer's suing the band to want to play with the band. But I don't know how you get back into a band that threw you out of the band by suing them. It seems a little ridiculous to me with the actual Aerosmith. If I were to keep up on that shit, we'll see.
That's sort of the downfall of Al Davis, right? Al Davis sued the other 31 bosses and then showed up to work Monday and was like, "What are we doing, guys?"
Yeah.
Kind of fucked up the Raiders' fucking future.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, you can go to our page, our website, boxingtonight.io. You can click on the Facebook page, go directly. This is our home. And as I've said, look at the friggin' numbers just in the past week. You guys are amazing for blowing up us as much as you have been. And just click the like button. That's all we ask. Like it, watch some of our stuff, tell a friend. If you think we're way over the top on the actual broadcast, yes, I admit the broadcast is a little bit much. It usually is. But the videos, I actually give them to someone to edit and make them into something fairly watchable in a 15 or 20-minute spurt. So think of it that way. You can go there. The video is always posted there. It's always pinned to the top of the page. This week we are featuring the Fury versus White. I made a movie poster. Look at me doing graphic arts. Came out really nice, didn't it? It was really nice. I was actually really proud of that. It's the latest.
Why does White look so dark in that?
Oh, because I actually faded them both out to fit in. Originally, I was going to do Revenge of the Sith kind of theme and do a whole Star Wars concept, but because I think all of this is like a backhanded fuck Eddie Hearn kind of thing that they're both doing. I want to believe that Frank Warren and Bob Arum are somehow just sort of fucking with Eddie Hearn and have no intention of fighting Dillian White. They're just yanking his chain. I want to believe that so much, which is why I found the most surprised look of Dillian White I could find for the movie poster of, whoa, I got the fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, bro.
It's like, you guys got the right Dillian White? I'm like, yes. It's only one.
Not D White?
Yeah.
Did you check the contract? That would even be funnier. Oh, we didn't mean you, Dillian. It's a different Dillian White.
Yeah.
He's a cab driver. And he's getting $9 million.
Yes, he's a white guy.
He's a white guy. He's a white guy from Leeds, right?
You're actually driving him to the arena.
Oh, so fucked up. Go to boxingtonight.io, click, sign, follow up, find different ways to listen to our broadcast. Check out all our content. Check out the news feed. We do have a complete February boxing schedule up anytime you want to do it. All you got to do is type in boxingtonight.io. It's just that simple. That is Miguel Antonio Barragan. That guy over in the Bay Area is Andrew Labouche. My name is Lee Honish. We write this craziness. We bring it to you every week. We really do appreciate all the new listeners, watchers, subscribers, clickers, and everything we've been doing. We're just trying to make content better and better for each and every single one of you.